Texas. The name conjures up images of wide open spaces, cowboys, and oil wells. It is a land of opportunity, a place where dreams are made and fortunes are won. But beneath this romanticized image lies a complex and often troubling history. This is a history marked by the exploitation of people and the land, a history that continues to shape the state today. From its days as a Spanish colony to its time as an independent republic, Texas has always been a place of contradictions. It is a state that prides itself on its independence and self-reliance, yet it has also been deeply implicated in systems of oppression and inequality. To understand Texas today, it is essential to confront the uncomfortable truths of its past. This essay will delve into some of the darker chapters of Texas history. It will explore the legacy of slavery and the ongoing struggle for racial justice. It will examine the displacement and oppression of Native American tribes, and it will highlight the state's environmental challenges and its struggles with healthcare access. By confronting these uncomfortable truths, we can begin to understand the complex realities of Texas and work towards a more just and equitable future for all its residents. Slavery is deeply woven into the fabric of Texas history. Even before its statehood, Texas, under Mexican rule, saw the expansion of slavery to support its growing agricultural industry, particularly cotton. This reliance on enslaved labor only intensified after Texas won independence and later joined the United States. The institution of slavery became a cornerstone of the Texan economy, enriching white planters while subjecting black people to unimaginable cruelty. The end of the Civil War in 1865 brought about the formal abolition of slavery. However, the legacy of this brutal system continues to cast a long shadow over Texas. The Jim Crow era, which followed Reconstruction, saw the enactment of laws designed to disenfranchise and segregate black Texans. These laws, along with widespread violence and intimidation, maintained a system of racial hierarchy that denied black people equal opportunities and basic human rights. While Jim Crow laws are a thing of the past, the struggle for racial justice in Texas is far from over. Racial disparities persist in areas such as education, healthcare, housing, and employment. The mass incarceration of black and brown people, driven by racially biased policies like the war on drugs, further perpetuates systemic inequality. Confronting this legacy of racism and discrimination is crucial for Texas to move towards a more just and equitable future. The history of Texas is inextricably linked to the displacement and oppression of Native American tribes. Before the arrival of European colonizers, Texas was home to a diverse array of indigenous peoples, each with its own unique culture, language, and way of life. These tribes, including the Apache, Comanche, Caddo, and Karankawa, had thrived in the region for centuries. However, the arrival of Spanish colonists, followed by Anglo-American settlers, marked a turning point in the lives of Texas native peoples. Driven by a hunger for land and resources, waves of settlers encroached upon indigenous territories, leading to conflict and violence. Treaties were made and broken, and Native Americans were systematically forced from their ancestral lands onto reservations. The displacement and forced assimilation policies inflicted lasting trauma on Texas's indigenous populations. Loss of land, language, and cultural practices led to generations of hardship and struggle. While some tribes have managed to preserve aspects of their heritage, the fight for recognition, land rights, and self-determination continues. Acknowledging this history of injustice and working towards reconciliation is essential for healing the wounds of the past and building a more inclusive future for all Texans. The struggle for civil rights in Texas is marked by both triumphs and setbacks, a testament to the resilience and determination of those who fought for equality. The civil rights movement of the 1950s and 1960s saw black Texans bravely challenging segregation and discrimination in all aspects of life. From lunch counter sit-ins to voter registration drives, they faced down violence and intimidation to demand their rightful place as equal citizens. Despite facing fierce resistance, the civil rights movement achieved landmark victories, including the desegregation of schools and public accommodations. However, the fight for equal rights and opportunities did not end with the passage of civil rights legislation. Systemic racism continued to permeate institutions and policies, hindering the progress of black Texans and other minority groups. In recent years, issues like voter suppression efforts, racial profiling, and police brutality have once again brought the fight for racial justice to the forefront in Texas. The struggle for equal rights continues, demanding continued vigilance and activism to dismantle systemic barriers and ensure that all Texans have an equal opportunity to thrive.